California Governor Gavin Newsom, he's been wondering whether or not he's going to be running, or people are wondering whether or not he's going to be running for president. And every time he gets asked, it's hell no, absolutely not. Joe Biden is the leader of the Democratic Party. He's doing an excellent job. Nothing is a problem. Let's go to what Newsom was saying, because he went on 60 Minutes and they asked him more specifically. So correspondent Cecilia Vega asked him the following in regards to the new policies that he is now implementing in a bid to reduce California's homelessness rate, because that's what everyone's talking about when it comes to California. This is what they said on 60 Minutes. You may be termed out here, but does cleaning up the streets of California factor into a potential presidential run? Newsom responded, I'm never going to overpromise that in the short run. I mean, we are struggling in this state, housing and homelessness. Is that a yes or a no, is what Cecilia Vega pressed Newsom on again. He said, that was a never-ending response to your question, which maybe it sounds a little bit more clear when he said it. But that was a never-ending response because he's always working to get to a certain point. But he also don't want to say, I'm never running for president, because let's keep it real, and I believe this too. Of course, Gavin Newsom is looking to run for president at some point in his life. That's what all these politicians want to do if they have a high enough of a national profile, which he's building right now. One more part about this, though, maybe this is why he's leaving it slightly open. Washington Post pointed out there's this anxiety rippling throughout the Democratic Party over Joe Biden. There's these concerns over his age, and also these polls showing that he's neck and neck with Trump, which some people are disputing as well. So who knows? That's why I don't pay attention to polls. That's why I just go out and vote. So this is now the next problem. Is he gonna run for president? Is your California governor gonna run for president there? Who knows?
I mean, surely he's not going to run like against Biden, I wouldn't think. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, the Biden age thing drives me crazy, because it's like Trump's almost as old as him, but also an insane, stupid person and a hate-filled rage monster and a tyrant and all this stuff, in addition to being old. So it's like all that or just old. Which one would you rather have? Like, why do they make such a big deal out of it? I mean, I do still worry. I worry we could end up in like a RBG situation, you know what I mean? Because of Biden's age, which would be unfortunate, but it just is what it is. And if the choice is between them two, it's very clear to me. But yeah, Gavin Newsom, I just know whenever he does step in onto that stage, whenever that happens, like, they're going to really, really hate him, I'm pretty sure, because like he came from California. Like, he's the face of California. So it's like, in addition to being like super, super commie socialist lefty, right? Mandatory abortions for all, steal everybody's guns, taxes, astronomical, all this stuff that they fear. In addition to that, he also has the kind of like the coastal elite snob thing too, like in their mind. Remember, like during COVID, he's like eating at the French Laundry during lockdowns, that type of stuff. It's like, but they're gonna hate whoever it is. Like, whoever we come up with on the left, they're gonna lose their minds over and gnash their teeth and all that. It's just like, I look at him and I can just already see the rage forming and the shape it's going to take when they point their vitriol at him. But if like I said, that's going to happen regardless of whoever emerges. They're going to become the Antichrist to half of this country. So
he's like we were saying, he's pushing his national profile. But if he's going to go on Fox News and have this debate, as we mentioned before, with Ron DeSantis, they're going to be talking about things. Sean Hannity apparently is going to be moderating the whole thing. And this is some of the stuff that I'm sure they're going to try and bring up, because from the Associated Press, this, again, think about the policies that Ron DeSantis is doing out there in Florida versus some of these. One of the laws that he's putting into place, he's pushing more things. One law sets timelines from Gavin Newsom. Required cultural competency training for public school teachers and staff. This has nothing to do with shooting guns. While another creates an advisory task force to determine the needs of LGBTQ plus students and help advance supportive initiatives. A third initiative here requires families to show that they can and are willing to meet the needs of a child in foster care, regardless of their sexual orientation or gender identity. These things are what they're probably going to challenge him on, which seem like it's providing freedom and life to Americans. Weird that they'd be against that. There's more. California is proud to have some of the most robust laws in the country when it comes to protecting and supporting our LGBTQ plus community. And we're committed to the ongoing work to create safer, more inclusive spaces for all Californians. These measures will help protect vulnerable youth, promote acceptance, and create more supportive environments in our schools and communities. Sounds so bad. There's more. he signed legislation that requires schools serving 1st through 12th grade to have at least one gender-neutral bathroom available for students by 2026. Oh my God, this is gonna be so bad. And also, he's going against these book bans as well. Under this new law, which will take effect immediately, the state will fine schools that block textbooks and school library books for discriminatory reasons. It's going to also charge districts for replacement textbooks when they fail to purchase curriculum aligning with state anti-discrimination laws. And that provision was added to the legislation at the behest of the Newsom administration early this year when he was dueling with a conservative school board in Southern California. Yes, those exist in Southern California, conservative school boards. And the bill passed by a 2/3 margin, despite this opposition from Republicans in the school boards association. So he's picking fights, but he seems to be on the right side of those fights. So as these debates come, we'll see if Ron DeSantis versus Gavin Newsom can actually have people understand who's the bad guy, who's the good guy. We'll find out who's good at doing this. It'll all come together at the end.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.